Hi, my name is Bobin. I am a researcher in history at the Cheikh Anta Diop University of Dakar in Senegal, and author of a chapter in the International Handbook on Decolonizing Justice entitled Policing and Imperialism in France and the French Empire. My chapter examines how imperialism and settler colonialism structured the police both in France and its colonies, with a focus on the French Empire in Africa and specifically in Senegal. After the murder of George Floyd in the United States, there was a global questioning around the role of policing and simultaneous scenes of police violence during protests in France in Senegal. So I wanted to understand the underlying threads between both contexts. I undertook my research on the basis of existing literature on the roots of French policing, its development within its empire in Africa, and its effects on newly independent African states. I also conducted interviews with activists from Senegal, some, now elders, fighting neo-colonial state terror in the 1960s and 70s, and others, contemporary youth, active in truth and justice campaigns for victims of police violence today. A starting point to my research was the reform of France's police in the 17th century that met two key objectives. The first one, defending the interests of wealthy capitalists, and the second, ensuring impunity for pro-slavery colonialists. Over the following centuries, flourished legislation and official bodies designed to monitor and control colonial subjects within its empire. France's contemporary violent police methods towards non-white youth, and particularly Africans, draw from this ongoing history, and it is also at the core of African states' post-colonial relationship to dissent. While colonial legacies have permeated policing practices today, it is also essential to stress that a constant force in France's imperial history is resistance to the status quo, which I seek to write about in this chapter, be it from slave uprisings to anti-colonial struggles. And today, the fight for truth and justice for victims of police violence in France and former colonies like Senegal has opened nationwide debates on the lasting effects of racism and imperialism and the role of the police, its restructuring, or its dismantlement.